Okay, so I want to just read to you an interaction I've just had with one of the subscribers who is a new Christian. He's been a Christian about a month. And he asks a question, and I give a fairly full answer as usual. So I just want to share this with everyone so that you also receive the answer, so you don't overlook it in the comments. So Devrod asks, he says, "Hello, I'm sorry to send another message, but I'm seeking guidance. Are ear piercings banned, especially for men? I search, but the only thing I can really find is that we are not to cut yourself for the dead or put tattoos on ourselves. I've worn earrings for a long time, but if I can find in the Bible where it is banned, I will stop immediately." It's a good question. It's a very valid, good question. Okay? And I've had brothers in the Lord whom I love, and when they became Christians, they had pierced ears, usually just one. And at least in my days, when I was younger, in my 20s, at that time, if you had a pierce on one side, it meant you were gay, and the other side was okay, depending on which coast you were on. So it was California, I think it was left, because it's called the left coast, because they're left-leaning. And so it was the left ear was homosexual, right was okay. On the East Coast, the right was homosexual, the left was okay. Something like that. I don't know for sure, but I just heard about that. I've been a Christian since I was 15, so for me, it wasn't an issue. We don't pierce our ears, right? So I want to just go ahead and read to you these answers. And it says, "Hi, no problem. I would recommend not having an ear piercing for 3 reasons. Number 1, we are not to dress as women. It is an abomination to the Lord. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God." The word abomination means the stench of a dead animal. Now, if you've ever smelled a dead animal, you know immediately that it's a dead animal. It is the worst smell you will have ever. It's worse, way worse than a skunk. Way worse. It's like 100 times worse than a skunk. That's an abomination. Number 2, it can make a brother stumble, thinking you approve of other related issues to ear piercings. See number 1. Since there are people who associate it with either cross-dressing, homosexuality or bisexuality, anarchy, or violence. So you can cause a brother to stumble where he might think that you approve of one or many of those things by having a pierced ear. And you can find Paul addressing this issue about eating food sacrificed to idols, for example. Number 3, the third reason, Leviticus 19:28. I have looked hard into this passage in the Greek and the Hebrew today. It is mentioning any marks that pierce the skin in any way on your body. And here's the rooted word translation from the Septuagint. Leviticus 19:28. And an incision upon the breath of your soul you must not make in your body, and a pricked drawing you must not make in you. I am Yahweh, your God. Now, the interesting thing isn't the incision mark. The interesting thing is upon the breath of your soul. And you say, yeah, well, see, it's not your body. But then it says, you must not make in your body. When you incise your skin, you're penetrating into the hidden parts of your person. And the Bible treats the inner parts as something very special. Not like today where we just see it as flesh. It's just flesh, it's just, body, it's just nothing is physical. But no. For example, the brain, the physical brain, was associated with the mental processes, the intellect. The heart, the physical heart, was associated with the emotions. And the liver was associated with the intentions and the will. And God said that he will try the reins of a man. And that word reins is not reins, it's literally kidneys. He will try the kidneys of a man, meaning that the kidneys have something to do with steering the actions from the liver. The liver is what makes the intentions and the will, but the kidneys are the things that connect to the actions. And that's how they saw that. And so the midriff itself was considered the fortitude of the mind. So the mind was able to actually work out into actions through that midriff, through that collection of the kidneys and the liver. This is what's lost in these English translations. We've recovered some of it. But it's literally saying kidneys. So, like, what do you do with that? See? So when you incise the skin, when you make a cut through that protective layer of the body, it protects the inner parts, which are the parts of the soul. And that's why it says that. The word soul means breath. So, it could be translated breath. And an incision upon the breath of your soul. That's why we translate it that way. Breath of your soul. Psyche, where we get psyche from. And psychology. And psychiatry. Okay, but don't try to translate backwards. Don't try to interpret backwards, like from psychology or psychiatry to psyche, and think it's about that, what our modern sciences are about. It's not. So an incision upon the breath of your soul you must not make in your body. When you're making an incision in your body, you are impacting your soul. And you must not do that. Any incision. Even a piercing, that's an incision. For the dead is not there in the Greek, which Jesus and the apostles used. It is only in the Hebrew Old Testament that was made 900 years after Christ, based on how the rabbis wanted to change the writings of the Old Testament. I've talked about this many times. It's public knowledge. It's been public knowledge for 1,000 years plus. Most English translations rely on this corrupted text. I always recommend people do not walk too close to the curb, testing the Lord. Walk in the middle of the sidewalk and things will go well with you along the road, who is Jesus Christ himself. Quote, I am the road, the truth, and the life. The Greek word for road, way, and path is one word. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart. And I also suggest that all of you take this advice very seriously. If you have pierced your ears, you should take those out and let it heal. Whether you're a man or a woman, either one, because the incision in the flesh is for anyone. So I would recommend letting those heal and not doing that again. May the Lord bless you as you seek him with all your heart.